happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it's going down just by that title alone. We got Fox News The 5 host Jessica Tarlov back at it again, guys. That Trump derangement syndrome is just too much. It's unbearable for the other host in this newest segment. She is inching her way closer and closer to being tossed off the set. Fox News The 5, this newest update. I'm excited to get into it, see exactly how Jessica Tarlov making a fool of herself this time. So we're not straight into it. Just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, just make sure you guys hit that like button, that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it, guys.
He's going to stay on the economy for the rest of the campaign?
Well, I think it's very important that he stay on the economy, because after we get over the joy and the hope and all the other nonsense, people are going to come back to their senses and say, what matters is whether or not I can feed my family, whether I can buy a house, whether I can pay the rent, and maybe I could take a vacation one day as opposed to paying this tax, essentially, which is the cost of inflation. I think that everything that Kamala has said has been a nightmare every time she broaches the issue of inflation, whether it's price gauging, and as a prosecutor, she should know it's price gouging,
The reason why she said price gauging is because Kamala Harris is too busy reading off a sheet. She can never look up. She's a teleprompter. She's a teleprompter candidate. That's what she is, guys. Price gauging. Oh my goodness. Listen to her.
Price gauging, and as a prosecutor, she should know it's price gouging. And she, is panned on the left and the right. Then her second proposal was, I want to tax unrealized gains. She really got hit on that one too. So she's 0 for 2. The only thing she's good on is what she copied Donald Trump on, which was no tax on tips. And in the end, I mean, she can blame corporate greed and Trump and COVID and price gauging, as well as the GOP and Russia, but she's in charge. She signed, she was the one vote on that Inflation Reduction Act, which broke America's back. She can't get away with it. She can't say, my values are still the same or not the same. Doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Americans are hurting.
It's odd because she's
Judge Jeanine coming in with a fiery take, and she's not wrong whatsoever. This is why I could get behind Judge Jeanine. Every single time she hits the nail right on the head. She calls the balls and the strikes so well, where she's saying Kamala Harris tries to take the blame off herself, but she was the vote that broke the Americans back with the Inflation Reduction Act. I mean, come on. Place the blame on the right person. It's Kamala Harris. Right there.
Still the same or not the same, doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Americans are hurting.
It's odd because she has to run against the Joe Biden economy. She has to say, I'm going to help lower prices and home prices. They got big under Joe Biden and her.
I want to make just one point here. So we've been doing a couple stories on Newsroom this week about how many retirees are coming out of retirement looking for jobs because they're on a fixed income and all of their costs have gone up so much that they can't make ends meet, because the cost of food's gone up, housing, like the housing insurance we talked about, and their car insurance has gone up. So they have to figure out a way to get enough money coming in every month in order to make those basic payments. So I were President Trump, like for example, in Georgia, it was in Savannah, I think Dana Marie McNichol, she was our reporter that was there at a job fair. What do you think of the job fair? Like when you're in college and you go and you look around like, do I want to work here? Do I want to work there? No, this was for retirees. Maybe it was in Florida, but there was also one in Georgia, because we've done the story.
Oh my goodness, guys. And this is the person they're trying to boast up, put up on that pedestal. The lamestream media is trying to cover up life for the same person. Say that Bidenomics she has no association with it. Her policies are different. We haven't seen any policies put on her campaign's website, guys. This is the same person that's saying that's going to change our economy for the better. She's sending retirees back to work, coming out of retirement, forced to come out of retirement because Kamala Harris Bidenomics. Come on now, y'all. You got to put the two together, because she is the sitting VP right now. And old Joe's he's in the office and he's somewhere on vacation. I can already tell you right now. He's on the beach.
It was for retirees. Maybe it was in Florida, but there was also one in Georgia, because we've done the story. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
We talked to a grandma in Pennsylvania. She doesn't want to have to go back to work, but she needs to go back to work. She's a retired nurse. She can't do the nursing work anymore because of her age, etc. If I were the Trump-Vance campaign, I would pull together some of these retirees and their grandchildren, because the grandchildren are the ones that can't afford the housing because the housing market's all screwed up and the car insurance is going through the roof. And so talk about a sandwich generation. Gen X is sitting there going, oh, I got to help my parents. I got to help my kids. Could somebody help us at some point? And I'd focus on them.
Yeah, focus on the American dream. Trump brought that up a lot in Wisconsin. I'd stay on that message.
I agree completely, Jesse. Did I ever explain to you the three-legged stool behind the American dream?
No, please tell me.
Sit down. For the American dream, you need economic freedom, rule of law, and civility, right? And these are the three things the left have kind of deliberately sabotaged under the guise of flowery language, but it's a radical mission. You know, if you close businesses, increase regulation, increase spending, so we have inflation, you hike taxes, you punish people who want to achieve economic freedom dies. Then, if you decriminalize theft, you release repeat offenders, you handcuff or defund the police, that results in cities where nobody wants to live, and you don't have businesses, people flee. Lastly, if you demonize half the country with race or gender politics, there goes the civility. So you see, it's very simple what is going on. Trump should be focusing on the American dream, economic freedom, rule of law, civility, right? And I listened to his speech there and I found it grounded in specifics. He had a few detours here and there, but he was referring to the reality, what people see, smell, and hear, which is way far away from the kind of insulting propaganda of vibism. You know, vibes don't bring down prices. Vibes don't get cheaper bread or eggs. You know, vibes doesn't make it safer for your kid to get to school. Vibes are what you sell when your policies ruin the vibe called life.
The life vibe.
The life vibe.
Kamala Harris is running a little bit better on the economy as opposed to Joe Biden against Donald Trump because she's not Joe Biden and because a lot of people don't really know her as well. How does she separate herself economically from the economic record of the administration?
Well, I think she's obviously been doing it pretty well. So it was a 50.
No way. Jessica Tarlov out the gates, guys. The Trump derangement syndrome, this false reality that Jessica Tarlov lives in. She's saying that, you know, Kamala Harris is able to distance herself or separate herself from Bidenomics when she is the sitting VP right now, has been for the last 3.5 years. Her and her boss are in office right now. They've been preaching to us. Kamala Harris as well, saying that Bidenomics is a success. She even said in her sit-down interview, now we're trying to say that Kamala Harris has no association with Bidenomics. I mean, come on. This is more of the lies. Jessica Tarlov, give it up. Out the gates. Like, come on.
The administration.
Well, I think she's obviously been doing it pretty well. So it was a 15-point advantage for Donald Trump in our last survey before this one. Now it's an 8-point advantage. If she can get that down to 3 or 4, that's a jump ball on that. And that's exactly where we want to be. The way that she's approaching it is to say we have a lot to be proud of, but I hear you on inflation. She's calling out directly the prices of certain items. Like, I know when you go to the grocery store, that bread is up 50%, et cetera. But
She's able to call out where they're hurting us, and it sounds like she's saying she's only accepting the pluses or the group. And it sounds like Kamala Harris is ignoring all the failures of Bidenomics, only taking the successes on her record. I mean, that's not how that works. You have to take the bad and the good. It all is lumped together. And Kamala Harris, you're a part of it. I mean, she keeps trying to say on day one, I'll do this. On day one, I'm going to make sure, to turn our economy back in the right direction. We're going to make steps towards, bettering the future. But Kamala Harris, what have you done in the last 3.5 years? It just does not make sense to me how she's able to keep trying to say she'll do this, she'll do that. But she's been sitting in office, Bidenomics, saying that, it's working. It's benefiting our country. You guys are crazy if you think our economy is bad right now. Now she's towards the end. She needs the votes. She's trying to say that she'll make a change. She's saying that our economy is. Now she's willing to admit the state that our economy is actually in. I mean, come on, guys. Listen to him try to lie.
Is to say we have a lot to be proud of, but I hear you on inflation. She's calling out directly the prices of certain items. Like, I know when you go to the grocery store, that bread is up 50%, et cetera. But she has a lot to talk about in terms of lowering costs for people. To your point, Dana, definitely Trump should cut ads with retirees who are feeling that way. But the Democrats are cutting ads with seniors who are talking about their prescription drug prices, which have come down astronomically because of what's going on with the Inflation Reduction Act. And she's up with seniors That's something that's a demo that Trump needs. Seniors are the most reliable voting bloc. And in some of these swing states, she's up double digits with seniors. There was an analysis.
She's up double digits with seniors, the same seniors that she's sending back to work, that are having to be forced to come out of retirement because of her policies, her Bidenomics, her and Joe. I mean, like, it just doesn't make sense to me how Jessica Tarlov sits and lies like that, and she's not even able to hear what she's saying. She's trying to make the case to say that these lower drug prices is what's bringing in the support of seniors for Kamala Harris, but these same seniors are being forced to go back to work. I mean, I'd rather be, having to pay a little bit more for the drugs, the medicines that I need, and not have to go back and come out of retirement. I mean, it's just really hard to make this kind of stuff make sense because it just doesn't. It's Trump derangement syndrome. Listen to her, guys.
In some of these swing states, she's up double digits with seniors. There was an analysis, Penn Wharton put out their budget model. So Trump's plan would add $5.8 trillion to the deficit. Hers would only add $1.2 trillion. Moody's has said that he would cause a spike in inflation. A lot of that has to do with his immigration policy that would be coming in. Also, these tariffs, which he keeps maintaining, aren't a tax on the consumers, but we all know that they are. J.D. Vance said no economists say that. It was one of those moments where you go, well, actually, all the economists say that. So right now, if you're listening to him, he's not making a cogent argument on the economy. He's saying on day one, I'll fix it all, which is certainly not a plan. It didn't work for him when he said, I'll fix it all with healthcare, and it's not working on the economy.
Oh my God. Are you hearing this right now, guys? She is twisting, contorting Donald Trump's words once again. Lamestream media. These lunatic lefties are losing it, guys. Saying that on day one, he said he's going to fix our entire economy. I just don't see how Donald Trump's ever said any of that. I will say what he did say he was going to do on day one. He's going to go after these rogue agents that have come after him with this weaponization of the Department of Justice, this legal lawfare. He's coming after those folks, though. The Jack Smiths, the Letitia James, the Fonnie Willises. I will say they better cover their hides. That's all I will say on day one.
Certainly not a plan. It didn't work for him when he said, I'll fix it all with healthcare, and it's not working on the economy as well as he needs.
All right, well, Moody's also said there was going to be no inflation, and they were dead wrong. So
okay, well, that invalidates everything I said.
Trust what the economists say.
Well, you do when they say
anecdotal evidence, Jessica.
Right. Okay, get someone in a golf cart at the Villages to tell you that it's fine then.
How dare you?
Wow. How dare
they're watching right now? Hi, Villages. I love you. I love you.
I do too, and there are a lot of them there for Kamala, but that would be an anecdote you would
next.
Yo, there we have it, guys. This is a sight to see. Jessica Tarlov trying to cover up for Kamala Harris by any means necessary. I mean, it is just it's out of hand at this point. I'm not even going to say it's getting out of hand. It is out of hand with the way she tries to lie, cover up, and gaslight the people live on television. I mean, like, it's like she does not hear the things she is saying. Jessica Tarlov just lies and lies and lies. So much to the point where she doesn't even realize that her lies don't make sense anymore, and people can see straight through. She's like holding up this blanket, used to be a curtain of lies that was covering up the truth, but her curtain has been just tattered and worn. It's holy. People can see straight through. Jessica's still lying, but the lies aren't able to cover up the truth anymore. People can see exactly what's going on, and it's just making Jessica Tarlov look deranged, guys. Oh my goodness, she's living in a whole different reality. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. How you think Jessica Tarlov is going to react when the news broke to her on November 5th, guys? Hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, I'll catch you guys on the next one.